let's get started. So, we're back to writing again, which is exciting. Let me just get some of this stuff out of the way here. There we go. Now, that'll work. Make sure this is like decently centered. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we're back to writing again over the course of the week. So this is what we did last time. We finished up this whole thing, I believe is what we were working on last time. Was we had written kind of like this part of it, and then we wanted to have like a second part of it, right? And then we had written a second part which starts around here. So it changes keys to this. That's how we got back. So we basically mimicked the bass line in half steps going down. Sounds better, or you can hear it a lot better with the grand piano sound. And then we're soloing around this for a while, and then we eventually get back to... I did it Actually, almost got it down. I've been practicing that bass line a little bit, and I almost got it down. It still sometimes doesn't musically make sense. Like, it doesn't register in my head that it makes sense. Because it is... The hits are a little strange. But it does make sense. But I do like that a lot. That's like one of my favorite things that I've written so far. And then we were starting this, which this was a phone song. It was a song from the good old phone that I was writing. And then I had written, was it? I can't even read what I wrote. E flat 7 sus. I think I wrote that here again too, right? Oh, I see. I wrote this. Alright. So what I was going to do is, so these were the whole chord changes. This was everything. It's really only 8 bars, this whole thing. I was going to write a melody for it, because we didn't have a melody for it. 2, 8. So, for this beginning part, I kind of already have a melody since I kind of play the same thing over and over again, regardless. So the melody is going to be 1. But after that, we don't really have anything. We had nothing else after that. So, let's write in what we have, at the very least. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So, what we want to write is, the tempo, by the way, is this 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty slow. It's also swung extremely heavily, so that's going to affect a lot of the stuff that we end up playing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this is going to go like this. tie that to that. Pretty simple. Same thing again, except it's down to B flat, and then same thing here. Now, when I originally wrote this, I was thinking electric piano. So I was thinking more of an electric piano sound with this, which is fine. But now what I have to do kind of is I'm going to play through this a bunch to just kind of figure out what would sound good in terms of a melody, right? Because that's kind of the next step that we want to take. Is this going to sound good, or what sounds good with a melody like this, right? Or what kind of melody would sound good with these chords? So... That wasn't bad, what I just did there. Let's try it. You gotta try to remember it now. See, this is the only problem with trying to do things like this on the fly. Is sometimes you don't remember the ideas you had. I mean, that's not bad either, right? But that's just not as cool as how I had originally played that. That's not bad either. Alright, so let's figure out what I played there in terms of the rhythmic. Rhythmically, what did I play there? So, I think I like that more. So that's going to be this. You know what I'm starting to realize too is this song is more of a song in 12/8 than it is a song in 4/4, right? Do 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 do. Yeah, I think the song is more in 12/8. 1 2 3 do 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 do. So I think I'm going to change a little bit of how I've written this thus far. Which 12/8 is not that much of a difference. It's just how you count the beats, right? 1 2 3. So you would write this like, let me think about this. I guess it would be like this. I believe is the correct way to write this. So basically, instead of every quarter note or every beat being 2 beats, every beat is 3 beats. That's really the only difference between 4/4 and 12/8. Is every beat is now 3 beats. So it goes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 10 11 12 instead of 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 10. You're basically just counting the beats slightly different. But it's still 1 2 3 4, but instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So that's kind of the difference here. But it's still all eighth notes that are each one of those beats. It's just divided up slightly different. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 12. So 3 eighth notes would be, yeah, I believe dotted quarter is the right way to go there, or dotted half is the right way to write that. And I think you just do that for the rest of these. For all of these would be dotted. Be a dotted quarter rest to represent 3 beats, and then it goes 1 2 3 1 2 and 3 like this, and you tie that to a dotted half note to cover the last 6 beats essentially. Now another way that you can do this too is I could tie it to 2 dotted quarter notes just to show you beats 3 and 4 separated, but you don't have to do that. I don't think that that's necessary. There we go. Well, now that we got that situated, it's going to make this easier to write. So think of it as if I'm playing it like this, right? Right, with me doing that with the left hand to signal all the beats. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Same thing. So it makes a lot more sense. So do 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 do. do do do. Not sure if I wrote a bar line there, but that's basically how it's going to go. I did that slightly wrong, but... So then we have 1 and 2 and 3 and done. So, to better resemble the beat, I'm going to do this. I was just wondering if I should start heading up or instead of going down, because it's getting a little too low, right? Yeah, let's start heading up. So instead of this can stay C, but this one will be an F. And again, I'm doing this so that it doesn't get too muddied. So this sounds like this. Keep lowering the volume. Dun, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so I want this to be like that. I'm just gonna move this over slightly. So I need it to be 5 beats long, this next part. So this needs to be a dotted quarter that's then tied to a regular quarter, and then we need this, which would be, I'd write this as a G flat. Yeah, so it goes like this. There on. Alright, okay, so let's play what we have. That's kind of nice. That works. Now if I can remember what it was. Damn. I mean, that's pretty close. So essentially what I'm doing is keeping this relatively the same and going 1, 2, 3, 1, do, do, do. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, 3. You know what we should do, actually? Since we're changing the chord and everything, we're going to treat this like this. Like a G sharp. Since we're now changing the chord to A major, we want to now signify that we're doing a bunch of things with sharps in this particular key. And it's actually better to do that than to just leave it as an A flat. Ooh, leave it as an A flat note. And then go. Have that tied. And then write this. And that. And then write one of these. Right? Makes more sense. And actually, this is going to be slightly different because we're adding a little pickup there. So it's going to go like this. And then we're going to write that. And now that we're going into F7, E flat 7, D flat 7, C, now we can add flats. Flats make more sense in that regard. I'm just refreshing the string quickly. Okay, so what I think how I want it to sound is like this. So, the next step would be this part's pretty simple. Okay, that's good. It turned off the thing. Do do do. That's then tied to this. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So the whole thing sounds like this. there's one other thing we might want to change. This part here. This chord that I'm playing here is just a B7 chord instead of a B minor 7 chord. And that's just based off of the melody, because the melody is this. Which it's fine. It's okay with B minor, but it would have to be B minor 6. But I actually think it sounds better with just a B7, which you can kind of interchange those two in this case, based off of the melody, because I'm changing it because of the melody. So, what I'm going to do is make it a B7 instead of a B minor 7. Other than that, that's pretty much the whole thing, right? There's nothing else to it. This is part of a phone song, which means that it's from my phone, essentially. Refresh the stream quickly. Whoa. It says I got like 15 people all of a sudden. Yeah, I was gonna say that must be a glitch. Why is it like going up weird? The amount of people watching. There's no way. That must be some weird Twitch thing. But anyways, that's the basis of this song. There's not much to it. This was kind of a simple one to kind of slide in there. I wrote this as kind of like I guess you can call it like a bar song. Like that's the best way I could think of it, right? It's a song that you would play like in a video, because I'm thinking video game logic, right? So it's a song that you would play in a video game. If the character was in a bar. That's what I'm thinking of. And again, this would be with electric piano. Something really laid back and kind of casual sounding. If you had any practice with this, what do we have here? Oh yeah, no. I'm gonna have to go through that though. You know what? Well, here's the thing. So I'm not gonna normally play stuff like do requests and stuff on the weekdays, because that's where I write music for the most part. Usually if I have time, or if I like want to stream longer on weekdays, I will then like on the back end of the stream I will do that kind of thing. But for the most part, I'm mostly going to be doing like my writing during the weekdays, and then the weekends is when it's like fully dedicated to getting people's requests. But no, what I meant is I will fool around with this. Or maybe, was it this, or was it Breath of the Wild that you sent me? It might have been Breath of the Wild that you sent me, or somebody sent me, that I told them I was going to fool around with it, because I thought it was really cool sounding. So I was going to fool around with it, and then by next weekend I would play it, because I think I'm pretty sure this is something that, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I love that piece though. It's really pretty. So, as an example, just continuing off of this thing that I wrote here, if I wanted to, like, let's say, solo off of this, right? It'd be kind of easy. So, I'm going to play through this one, like, just what I'm gonna do now at this point is just play through the song once with the melody, and then we're kind of have an idea of. I'm gonna solo off of it and just kind of pretend that it's something that really is in the game, or whatever I decide to put this in, right? Probably play it twice because it's so short. So it probably wouldn't be that crazy with what I'm doing. But that's the general gist of it. So I don't know for whatever reason, but my Twitch is like kind of freaking out. Because at one point it told me that I had 20 people watching, which I'm pretty sure was untrue. And now it's just kind of like flashing. And I don't know like what's going on with the Twitch thing. It's just flashing with the amount of people. Okay, now I feel like it's making more sense. It was really weird for a second there because I was like, "There's no way there's 20 people watching just out of nowhere unless I got rated." But I don't know. I don't know if people get rated in music streams. But yeah, that was just kind of like out of left field. Freaked me out too because I looked up and I was like, "Whoa, something's wrong." Okay. Anyways, back to this. It's still flashing. It's still doing just like it'll randomly just. I don't know if that's what it's now signaling to refresh, like how many people are viewing, but it's like constantly just like the thing will pop up with watching now, and then it'll go away, and then it'll pop up with a new number, go away, pop up with a new number, go away, pop up. So I don't know if it's like it's trying to refresh or what, because I have never seen that happen before. But anyways, so now we have to write a new project. What are we on actually? 15, so we're on project 16 now. Right. There it is. Just waiting. So now we're on project 16. Oh jeez, I keep hitting that. What do we want to write? So let me kind of go over the stuff I've written thus far on stream. Maybe it can narrow what we decide to write about, right? So far on stream, we've done, I don't know why this was the first thing that we did, but it was a Kingdom Hearts flashback a song that we can use in Kingdom Hearts. Something that we generically defined as space travel music. A song for Doom, the video game. A remake of Song of Storms. This that ended up getting axed because I didn't like it. A song for The Sims. 2 songs for Pokemon. A song for a horror game, sort of like the beginning of a horror game. A rearrangement of a Sonic Adventure song. This that is just still undefined. I don't know exactly what I want to do with it. What was this? I might want to play this on stream because I don't actually know what this was. A song for another game that is a little obscure, but it was like we'll define it as like a visual novel type of thing. Another arrangement of a Sonic Adventure song because I love Sonic Adventure music. And then basically this next project was like a Undertale / the same visual novel type thing / something for if you remember Pokemon Coliseum, the game, there was a boss named Mirror B, and it was starting to resemble that. And then this, which is like you're in a bar type of song. Right? I actually want to play this one, the one that was undefined, because I haven't really come up with where this would appear. How did this go? Oh. Is that really? It must have been that. Yeah, I couldn't really figure out and then there's a B section. I don't really remember this song, to be honest with you. I don't remember writing this. The hell? Why would I? See, this is the problem with writing something and not going back and listening to it or at all. Yeah, that's how it went. I actually think I have to go back to when I wrote that song and figure it out. Because I don't remember. I don't ever remember writing this. Huh, I honestly don't remember writing that. But okay. And then this one. Oh, this one I remember. I remember this one a little bit. Yeah, this one was like an electric piano type of thing. And then this part. How did this go? I can't even read my own writing. Because it's so tiny, I wrote it so horribly. Oh yeah, I really liked this actually. this chord. Yeah, I really liked this actually. So, this particular song that I wrote is not very chord. I know I'm playing chords mostly just to underlie everything, but it's mostly supposed to just be like. It's supposed to be these bass notes and this melody, and that's basically it. It's supposed to be very. It's supposed to let the reverb do the work, essentially. Yeah, I loved that. I thought it fit so well too with the actual game that I'm talking about. If you ever look up this game, it's called Valhalla, but it's like spelled out a little weirdly. It's VA-11 Hall-A. Awesome. It sounds exactly like the music too. In fact, I'll play one of their songs because I love the music in that game. There we go. What's a good song to... This one. Pretty good one. It's actually pretty similar to this, what I wrote. Not quite the same, though. You know, that's one example. There's like this. This one's pretty good. All of it goes really well, though. And it fits the mood of the game awesome. Awesomely. Whatever the word is. Whatever the proper verbiage is. It does a really good job. Like, this is a good one. This is a little more upbeat than the normal ones that they have. But as an example, I always liked this one. But their music sounds a lot like, you know, this laid back. I love it, though. I think that's a really pretty song. I think a lot of the music for that game is really, really good. But, yeah, so we've written a lot of variety. But I bet you there's more that we could be writing. So, we need to take some time here to figure that out. What do we want to write? Well, let's think of a couple different like game series that we can write for, or write for. I mean, I play a lot of Overwatch, so I could do like an Overwatch themed thing. However, I personally think that Overwatch's theme is a little boring. Just a little boring. No. Maybe that's just me. But just something that can fit with some other game. And again, it doesn't have to even be a game. It could be anything. So we have to come up with something here. I'm going to look over at my games. I have like, I don't know, you can probably see them. A whole freaking shelf of games. We kind of like pick a franchise that we can write around, right? So, and when in doubt, I do have a book where I had written some ideas of things I wanted to write. And I also, I want to save one particular franchise for, I guess it would probably end up being next week, for when we start our next, like, big project. So the way that my format of this whole thing works is, like, I start by doing 10 projects, and then I don't do, and then I do one big project, and then I do another 10 projects. And the 10 projects are usually pretty short and sweet, and, just kind of our fill-ins, and then the big project is usually an album of some kind or something. So we've done 10 projects already, and then we've done one big project, which consisted of 20 songs, and now we're on to our next 10 projects. So it needs to be something that's not just like, hey, rewrite the entire, you know, the entire soundtrack of Wind Waker. Like, that's not exactly, like, one of these little projects. This is like, rewrite a song, or, you know, write a song for this franchise or something like that. You know what I mean? Have we written we did a remix of a Zelda song. I think we've written a Zelda song. Just written a Zelda song. We could do that. I think that'd be fun. But if we do that, we have to pick what Zelda game, because all the games kind of have a different theme going on in it. And a lot of the, well, most of the Zelda games have music revolving around it. What we could do is pick one of the more, I guess, not favored Zelda games, and by that I guess I would say the DS games. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get a list of the Zelda games to look through. Just so we can kind of see all of it. I want to be able to see all the games just kind of in a list. There we go. There we go. So we have the first two, and then Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Oracle of Seasons and Ages, Four Swords and Wind Waker, Four Swords Adventures and Minish Cap, Twilight Princess, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Skyward Sword, Link Between Worlds, Triforce Heroes. Triforce Heroes is technically canon, huh? I didn't think of it that as a... Oh, I was thinking of the other game. What was the other game? The Dynasty Warriors ripoff? Hyrule Warriors? Yeah. And then Breath of the Wild, which we don't know much about Breath of the Wild just yet. Game's not out, so I can't really go off of that. You know what game I actually... Okay, so my least favorite game in the entire franchise was Spirit Tracks. I haven't played all of them. I've played most of them. I think the only ones I haven't played myself are the Four Swords games and Skyward Sword and Link Between Worlds. Have not played that. And I guess Triforce Heroes would also count. So the newest three and then the Four Swords games I haven't played. And I've only beaten a certain amount of these. I've only beaten the very first game, Link's Awakening, Ocarina, Minish Cap, the 2 DS games. That's 7. 7 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Of the 18 games, including Breath of the Wild, not including 17. So of the 17 games, I've beaten 7. So there's 10 more I haven't beaten. However, I've played most of the rest of them. In fact, I have... how many of them do I own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I own the first 6 on their original cartridges. I own Seasons, but not Ages. Four Swords I haven't never had. I have Wind Waker. I played Minish Cap on an emulator and beat it. I own Twilight Princess for the Wii, and I refuse to play it on the Wii. Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks I both own. Skyward Sword I don't have. And then the other, Link Between Worlds and Triforce I don't have either. I think it'd be fun to do a Zelda thing, because the only thing I've done with Zelda is the Song of Storms remix that I have. It's important to keep yourself open with that kind of thing. I kind of want to do one of the 2 DS games. One of them. I don't know which. Mostly because out of all the games that I've played, I've probably spent the most time on those 2, which is unfortunate because they're probably the 2 worst that I've played. Ocarina, I spent a lot of time on Ocarina, I suppose. The first Zelda game I beat in like 2 nights. Just to get it over with. Link's Awakening was the first Zelda game I played, and it's probably my favorite thus far. So I've spent a lot of time on it, but it was when I was a kid, and I don't remember too much of it. Wind Waker I spent a lot of time on too, but not as much as the DS games probably. Yeah, and I kind of want to do Spirit Tracks, my least favorite. Hated Spirit Tracks. Like, I hated it more than Phantom Hourglass. I absolutely hated it. Phantom Hourglass, to me, wasn't as bad. Spirit Tracks, there was some really stupid... It was like Phantom Hourglass, but... Like, Spirit Tracks was Phantom Hourglass, but you were on a track, and you couldn't leave the track because you had to follow the train. And it was so stupid. At least Phantom Hourglass, you could freely walk around. I hated it. Or, no, Phantom Hourglass... You had a ship, right? I don't even remember. That's really sad. I don't remember. Did you have a ship, or did you have a... Let me look at, like, previews of it. Yeah, you had a ship, so you can either, like... You can either plot out your destination. That's right. Yep, I remember this. You can either plot out your destination, or you were able to, do other shit. But the problem with that whole thing was... The problem with this trains thing is, or they tried to make the overworld fun by adding enemies and stuff in it, but you had to follow a certain set of train tracks, and it just got really annoying and frustrating. And you had to do all the same exact stuff that you had to do with Phantom Hourglass. I hated it. Thought it was the worst game in the series, by far. Of the ones I've played, I don't know. And I can't believe that got an 87 at Metacritic. It got an A-. They got all 9 out of 10 ratings. How the hell did this get a 9 out of 10? I don't understand that. I know I'm going a little off topic and not talking about music, and I'm talking about that. I can't help it. This was so frustrating. Phantom Hourglass got worse ratings. It's still got good ratings. Actually, I wouldn't even say these are worse. I'd say these are about the same. That's just surprising to me. I would have figured that those would have gotten way worse. That's really surprising to me, actually, that those got such high ratings. What did Link Between Worlds favor? Yeah, all really, really good. I never played that one, but Triforce Heroes. That got worse. That got way worse. Twilight Princess. Now I'm just curious how it got rated between all. Yeah, that got all ridiculously good ratings. Holy crap. But anyways, yeah, Spirit Tracks is by far my least favorite Zelda game. But I do remember it, like, because I think that was the most recent game I beat. Well, no, the very first game was the most recent game I beat. But I didn't listen to any of the music in the first game. It was the one I was the most, like, recently invested in. I know, because I beat Ocarina recently. For the first time. But anyways, I remember Spirit Tracks music a lot because I played it so freaking often. So I want to listen to some of the soundtracks from, or some of the music from it. There's 143 songs in the original soundtrack of Spirit Tracks. Now, we don't have to, I'm not saying we're going to go through all 143 and screw around with it. I'm saying we're going to just kind of listen to a few of them and get an idea for, like, the type of music that's going on here with these, with this music. Sorry. All Zelda music kind of has a general style to it. So, being able to figure out what that style is and get an idea about it will help us with writing another one. This is the intro. I don't remember this at all, though. Is this all this is? No. There we go. Okay. This is just some town. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is actually a pretty important one. I remember this song pretty well. So a lot of the music in this one is pretty similar to Wind Waker in that they have this guitar. I can't really think of, like, this style that is off the top of my head that this would be define. Pan flute was probably going to appear in here a lot. I'm trying to think of, like, what I'm coming up with for the name of this style, but shit, here's what we're gonna do. Here's how I can best explain this. Like, one of the most popular songs in Wind Waker. This is 147 songs. Oh my god. I know what I'm looking for, though, so if I just find the name of it. Come on, not Windfall. Although Windfall Island's got a good idea about it, but this is like, everyone knows this song, right? It's from Dragon Roost Island, which is like the third island you visit, or I guess fourth if you want to count Forsaken Fortress first time, right? So like that kind of style of music is what Spirit Tracks is, essentially. It's the same exact thing. They use a lot of the same instruments throughout it. It's got the same sort of beats to it. That's not what I thought it was. What I want to find, though, is something specific that I want to base my song off of. If I can find it. No. It's not this, I don't think. No. This is the, like, inside the, there was the Temple of the Ocean King in Phantom Hourglass. This is the Tower of Spirits and Spirit Tracks. There's a thing for got the Spirit Train. Got an item, got a small item. Jesus Christ. These are like very, very short little songs that are all part of this thing. It's just crazy to me. Song of Awakening? I don't think this is what I want. No. But Pan Flute's in a lot because that was the main thing, right? This is what I want. No, we're not doing... So on weekdays, I'm not doing that. Weekdays, I'm writing music. Weekends, I do song quests and things like that. But no, all weekdays is me writing music, going over music, analyzing it, and things like that. If I have time at the end of the stream, I will do that kind of thing. But that's exclusively for weekends while I'm writing music. Because the main point of this whole thing was to be writing music. This is what I wanted. This song is what I wanted. It's a little quiet. Hold on. Because this is a pretty important song in the game. It's a little quiet, but... But this is like a super important song in the game, because in Spirit Tracks, the whole point is for you, like in most songs, is you're trying to get, you know, different songs that can do different things throughout the world. Just like in Ocarina. Ever since Ocarina, they've done that for every single game. So, yeah, literally every single game, I think, is you get more songs to do more things on the outside. It's basically like HMs for Zelda, was getting songs. So this song is the song that plays whenever you go into a sanctuary to get a new song, because the whole point is to go talk to like these 4 sages who give you 4 different songs to help you throughout the world, and then help with the Tower of Spirits to get it to, because it's floating above the ground and you want to get down, you know, that whole thing. So the whole point of this song is like the song that happens when you get out of, it's either right before you enter the dungeon or right after you enter a dungeon. You go here, and what I like about this song is that it kind of takes you away from everything else that's going on in the outside world, and it's this calm, very basic song, as opposed to the craziness and chaos that's going on outside of the sanctuary that this is based off of. There's this kind of humble, still fitting with the style song that's going on in the background, right? It's not a long song. It's not loud. It's not obnoxious. It's very simple, as opposed to, like I said, like this. Right. This is the song that plays in the overworld. Which, to tell you the truth, I like this song a lot. But it's you know, it's loud, it's got an epic feel to it, and then this is when you get in a fight in the overworld. I love that. There's just like... It's always a diminished chord. It's always. Like, that indicates danger is diminished chords. I don't know why, but it always seems to do that. But yeah, this song is just such a... So this is going on, it's kind of chaotic, all this stuff, and then there's just this, right? Not very much rhythm going on either, right? Very low-key. But it still fits with the style, I think. I believe it still fits with the style of the song. And then we have all of these different songs that you get from the Sanctuary, right? There's this. Which are all pretty simple little doohickeys. Like here's another one. Right. And there's all those, and those are important because they kind of, they turn those into, like, actual songs after a while. They will make those into big, like, numbers in the actual game quite often. There's the Song of Birds. And they'll reuse a lot of this stuff throughout the game. And then the sages that are in this game are called Locomos. And each of them have a song. Which is the stuff that they teach you. But that's one. This is another one. They're all pretty short and simple. I remember this all too well. And then obviously each of the dungeons have a song and all that, and there's so on and so forth, right? But the important thing that I want to instill into you is that, as an example, this is the overworld theme, which is this epic big thing with all these instruments going on and a lot of rhythm and all that, and then there's this for the Sanctuary theme, which is extremely calm, pleasing in my opinion, and simple. With 2 instruments. Well, I guess 3. If you want to count the dude who's playing the fucking bongo or whatever that is, that's just doing that. Very simple, right? This, I've actually wanted to remake something like this for a while, because I really like this song. Even though it's super easy and simple, I really like this song. So I think that's what I'd like to do, actually, is kind of do a remake of this. Because, right, it's pretty tough to make your own Zelda song. Zelda is so entrenched as a franchise that it's not really all that easy to... You don't want to piss anyone off, right? Well, it's not even that. It's just tough to do, right? The dude who wrote all the Zelda songs, I can't remember who the main composer of Zelda music is, but, like... He's pretty entrenched there. He's not going to move much from that. So I think what I'd like to do is rewrite this. So I'm going to write Sanctuary from Spirit Tracks. Right? And what we're going to do is write it out exactly. The melody and whatever chords are being played underneath it, and then we're gonna kind of, I guess, make a piano version of it, or see if we can add something to it, or see if there's things that we're missing that are part of this. You know what I want to do real quick is this and this. There we go. the cord to this webcam is a little in the way sometimes. So what I have is this clamp that sticks out that used to have hold the microphone. So I put the cord behind the clamp, and it makes things easier. I had to move it over. So we're gonna write this out. This whole thing. So first of all, what key is it in? And is it minor or major? So that's the first question. To be honest with you, it's a little unclear. But I would say that it is in major. But it's a little unclear. It doesn't really define whether it's in major or minor, which is kind of interesting. And there's so little notes. It's mostly playing like this. It's not, and it's not, it's just this. It's just playing 1 and 5. It's not really adding anything to it, right? Today is somebody's birthday. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Anyways. So it's not really defining it whether it's major or minor, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of just going... Can't tell. There's no... or this. It's just... So it's up in the air whether it's major or minor. But I do know that even though it's F, there are 3 flats going on throughout it. So throughout the entire song, there's 3 flats. If you listen to the melody of the song. So to me, it's almost... It's using a different type of mode, essentially. What modes are... Modes are a little interesting. Modes are a type of music that can... Or modes are a type of scale that's basically... It's a scale with a certain number of sharps or flats, but basically starts on a different note. So for an example... C to C with no sharps and flats, right? That's C major, right? Nothing weird about that. But if you play that same scale but started on D, that's a different mode. Same thing if you did E, F, G, so on and so forth. And the modes are Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, I'm forgetting the other one. Holy shit. I know the last one is Aeolian, but there's another one in there that I'm forgetting. Locrian. I'm sorry. Aeolian, Locrian, and then Ionian again. There's 7. Because you can start the C major scale on 7 different notes, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So they can all start on those different notes, and there's a different mode for each of that. And that counts for minor, and that counts for major too. Right? So, and that counts for not just C, it counts for anything. So, for example, in this case, I'm assuming that this is F Dorian. Now, where am I coming up with that? Right? Or I guess, would it be F Dorian? Yes, it would be F Dorian. Okay. So, let me explain where I'm coming up with that. This song, you can hear throughout it, because they play basically the entire scale, has 3 flats in it. Right? That whole thing, I just played 7 different notes, right? So, based off of this, based off of what's going on, I can come to the assumption that I can come to the conclusion that there are 3 flats throughout this whole thing. And yeah, it might change, but just based off of that first little bit, there was 3 flats. I was basically playing the E flat major scale. But none of them, none of it sounded like it was an E flat. It sounded like it was an F. So to me, I have to think modally. So when I say F Dorian, what do I mean by that? Well, we have the E flat major scale because it has 3 flats. So let's just become entrenched with the fact. Let's just become aware of the fact that there's 3 flats in this, right? Right. But this song is not an E flat major. It's an F Dorian. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's play the E flat major scale, but start on F instead of E flat. That's F Dorian. Now we can do the same thing again, and you keep moving it up to playing the same thing with G. Starting on G. That would be G Phrygian, and then A flat. That'd be A flat Lydian, B flat, B flat Mixolydian, C. Not only is that just a minor scale, but that's also C Aeolian, I guess it would be, and then D would be D Locrian, and then back to E flat, which is E flat major or E flat Ionian. But that's kind of how modes work. To get a better detailed explanation, you can look it up. There are a ton of things that explain modes a little bit better than I probably could, but it's just a brief example. And of course, there's a truck now parked right outside my freaking window. But we will have to just get through it. So, what does that mean now? We're in E flat, right? So, what does this mean for us? We're in this F Locrian, or F Dorian, right? So, basically, it kind of resembles minor, right? Because there's an A flat. Right? If it was F minor, it would have a D flat, but it doesn't. It would be, but it's not that. It's so it's a little different, which is fine. Also, this isn't 4/4. I should mention that. It just means that what we have to base everything around is going to be slightly different, which means that our 1 chord is going to be slightly different. The chord that we're revolving everything around is not going to be E flat. It's going to be an F chord of some kind. We don't know what type of F chord yet, because it could be an F7, which would mean that it's, or it could be an F minor chord. I venture to guess it's going to be a minor chord. So I guess you can kind of say we're in F minor, but it's tough because none of the chords in this song really outlie F minor. They kind of just outlie F something, right? We're not entirely sure. So let's listen to it again. And then it changes here. This is like a B section of the song, right? So we're not going to get quite into that just yet. But we've come up with this general idea, right? Starts with a pickup, actually. It goes, I think it's just outlining that, right? Yeah. It's really kind of emphasizing that it's not F minor. It's just F, right? It's really kind of trying to bring that point home. Because I don't think there's ever a time where you hear F and A flat together at the same time. It's pretty... It's pretty open. So, let's write... what we're going to do with this kind of rough copy is we're going to write out exactly what we have. And then based off of that, we're going to rewrite it to our own, however we'd like. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not in 4/4. This is in 3/4. This is in 3/4. I wrote that out wrong. So it starts off going. Right, pretty simple. Actually, we're gonna have this go up like this, and then it's 1 and 2 and right. Oh, I think I did that wrong. I did. It goes. So I actually wrote that out slightly wrong. Actually, that was correct. All right, let's continue. And it goes. Gotta go there. And that's 1, 2. And then I don't know how long this is. The whole thing. I'm doing this because I don't want to have like a. I want this to end here. That's the only reason. It's a little weird, but like I don't want to split this here and then have to squeeze in another 6 eighth notes over here. So I'm kind of ending it there, going here. And also, I'm not writing this out in a grand staff format because I don't think it's necessary. That's the only reason why I'm doing that. But anyways, so we have. And then we have. I think it's that. Alright, let's see. Yep. Then it's this back and forth for a little bit. Oh, I did it backwards. It's this. And yes, I'm aware that there's like these grace notes that are going on throughout it, and that's fine. That can be written in or not written in. It really doesn't matter. And this is just 1 and 2 end. And I believe it just ends. Right, with no pickup. Yep. And then I want to see... It does change. Okay. Then that's important. We need to write that in too. So where does that change? It goes back to here, right? We'll repeat it, but we'll do like a... we'll do like an ending 1 and an ending 2. So... So it stops here, because then it goes up. So this will be ending 1, and then we're going to write ending 2 here, with C up here. Right? So 1 and 2. And then we have this. Do do do. 2. Same thing. Go back. Ah, do. I think it's that, but let me... No, I was wrong. Dude. So it goes 1 and 2, dotted quarter, and then we have, oops, it's a C. And then we have and then that's the end of that. Right? So that's what we have thus far. And then we have a second section of the song, which I want to just see if they differ. Do do do. Do. They do. Yep, and then back to this, right? So, we want to figure all that out in a second, but what we're going to do next is we're going to come up with the chords for this. What's interesting about this song is it's just an F pedal the whole time. The bass note never changes, really. And if you're trying to figure out what the bass is that doom, doom. That's the bass note. Because there's nothing else being played. Everything else is the melody. So that never changes from F. So F is kind of the bass, is kind of the pedal for this whole song. Even in the B section, I don't think it changes. This is here. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's literally an F pedal the whole time, which is interesting because that means that every single chord in this game or in this song works with F as a note. So we have to keep that in mind as we're writing this, or as we're transcribing. Because right now what we're doing is transcribing, right? We're not rewriting anything yet. We're trying to figure out exactly what the notes are so that we can base our next thing off of this, or get an idea off of it, right? So let's figure out what that is. I think it's just this, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's just... Right? It's... So I would define this as writing A flat, F, E flat, right? Just above it. And I would definitely say F minor is the first chord. Or even F minor 7. Yep. He's moving. He's on the move. This doesn't really have a chord, right? That section right there, this, that doesn't really have a chord. It's kind of just blank, right? There's nothing really there. It's just the melody and F. There's nothing rolled. Now we have stuff being rolled, right? Like you can hear a clear chord there. Well, that part back there does not have anything like that. It has a... Sort of does, I guess. It just has the... So what would you define that as? Well... You could say that's A flat. No, I'm adding extra stuff to it, obviously, but that could be what it's used for. Right. It is 10:50. Dang. I'm going to take a quick break. I need to kind of recharge here, and I'll be right back. We'll continue on with this song. Actually, what's interesting is the song that I left you with was really cool. Bill Evans, who's my favorite jazz piano player, did that. And what he did is he kind of he recorded himself playing the same song 3 different times and kind of just put them over each other and tried to make it so that they matched. Like they sounded like they were going along with each other, and it was really cool. Either 3 times or twice. I don't remember how many times over he did it, but anyways, back to this. So, that's just the same chord, right? It's still F minor. There's not really much difference. Let's continue with the rest of it. That. This is a slightly different chord. So, this is still kind of outline F minor. Until we get to here, which to me is B flat over F. Which is outlined by both the melody and the chord that it plays. Right? And then the second time through is pretty much the exact same thing. But let's listen to it anyways. So the chord that this is outlining is an E flat chord. But F is in the bass still. Which is kind of interesting that the whole thing is kind of just outlining the fact that this is F no matter what. And then we get to the second section of the song. So this whole thing is... And we get to the second section of the song. But it's really cool how that's built. How all of the chords that are kind of interthrown in there and stuff, all revolve around F still. I'm just going to write E flat, because I think this is also kind of, it's not outlining E flat, but it's, I think it's supposed to be outlining A flat. But basically, for the first time in a, for one of the first times in a song, you're not supposed to listen to the bass note to figure out what the chord is that's being played. You have to listen to the melody to figure out what chord is being played. And this, I think, is emphasizing B flat again over F. All of them are over F. I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to keep clarifying it, but you get the gist. So now we have to figure out this second section of the song, right? Oh, this has a pickup. I didn't realize. So this goes 1 and 2, and so it's actually this, and then it goes. Like that. And then the same thing twice. Now it starts to get slightly different here, so yeah. So do 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 do. And because there's a new phrase here, that's where I'm gonna break. Right. And because we're starting on a new page, we have to write the key signature and time signature again. And it goes. Right. Do 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 do. And this is the first case of a D flat, I believe. I want to hear it again. Which is interesting. The D flat. And then this is, I believe. So now what we have to figure out is where is the first part of the song. It's the first ending, second ending, essentially. Do 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 do. Okay, so this is ending 1. This will be ending 2. Okay. So it goes like this. Do do. Oh. Interesting. It goes to a D flat. And then one more time. And then back to the very top after this. Interesting. So, this really does change quite a bit. I'm trying to fix this so that it doesn't... There we go. Okay, so now we have to figure out the chords for this. It's a totally different situation. Totally different chords here. There's a lot more movement in this part of the song. Other thing I want to emphasize is that this is the B section. This is the A section. Just so that we have an idea. So we have to go back to 31 seconds because that was when it started. This is roughly it. So those first two measures are exactly the same, correct? I believe so. Actually, it's not. It's slightly different. It's actually A flat, and then F, and then it goes up to this. Goes to this. Now what is that? That's a diminished chord. What diminished chord is that? So imagine me playing it like this. Now, all that we really need to figure out is what's going on as far as the bass note of the diminished chord. But we have the diminished chord, and you can classify it as a bunch of different things. I would probably classify it as a C diminished chord. So we have that's what's going on there. Right. So what's interesting is even though that doom, doom throughout the song is still playing F, what's being emphasized is no, I think it's still that. Pretty sure. Maybe not quite. Maybe it's just... Ah, it's not a diminished chord. Interesting. It goes like this. So it could go like this. I would say it's... Interesting. So it's not a diminished chord. Shit. There's a lot more you can do with this than I thought. I'm excited about this now. Definitely. I'm moving this down slightly just because I keep having a slump over and stuff. There's a lot more that you can do with this song than I thought originally. This is an A flat 7 over F. All of it is over F. I was gonna say that I would think that they would move it if it was a diminished chord because it doesn't completely work, but it does now. So now we get to the next part of that, right? So why does F work with A flat 7? Well, A flat 7, if you spelled it out with all of its extensions, would be this. The very last note there before going back to A flat is F. F is the 13. So it does work. Now I would almost never play it like that. But you can. Pretty dark chord. I like it though. But if you were doing... could work. So I want to figure this next part out. So it just goes back to F minor. Now we're here. I think it's just this, but... or maybe it's that. Interesting. So this next part goes. This is a B flat 7 chord. But this first one is another. It's an A flat 6. I would say over F, and then this. I would say it's a B flat 7 over F. And then I can't quite get the rest of it. Oh no. This is a D flat over an F. And then interesting. So this goes. So right, it's I hear it again. Right? So what this is I guess I would define this as like a E flat major sus 9 to 1 over F. And what I mean by that is that change there is a kind of like a suspended 9 going to 1, right? This is the 9th note in the scale or 2nd note in the scale. We call it the 9th note, like 2nd or 9th note. Same thing. We call it the 9th because of the way it's extended, way chords are built. You would call it the 9th. When you're talking chord sense, you do it like that. If you're talking scale, it's the 2nd. It's a long story. I won't get into it. But anyways, yeah, there's that. Now we have to figure out this second part. So we're back to this. I need both of these, and I think, to hear it. Jesus. I gotta hear that again. Interesting. Interesting. So what it goes from is F minor again, 7, right? Do do, and then we have a D flat sus 4 to D flat, both obviously over F. Oops. And then this being B flat 7 over F. And then... And then this isn't really defined, but I'm assuming it's an E flat chord over F there. And that's that. So I'm going to try to play this now to the best of my ability to kind of give you an idea of what's going on here. Yes. Right? Now, something else I want to look at. Is this a little bit closer? This is more of like F minor sus. And then this is A flat over F. Right? So this whole thing is over F, but still has chords outlined underneath it. Oh, whoops, I did this wrong. It's supposed to be this. Now, if we played it along with the chords, it's going to sound a lot different, but... Oh, and then, yeah, this goes back to F minor. minor. Goes back to F minor. All right, and then so, now that we have that, what is our goal with it, right? We've now transposed this entire thing out. What's the point? What are we going to do with it, right? Well, we are going to change up the chords to make it sound a little more interesting. Okay? So now what I'm going to do essentially is erase all the chords that I just wrote out. Now that we kind of have outline ideas, we're going to erase them as we go is what we're going to do. Okay? And we're going to focus right now on just the A section. We're not going to go into the B section just yet. Okay? And we're just going to focus on adding chords and replacing chords. So I feel like this beginning should have chords, should have some really interesting chords to them, right? I think that'd be fun. Right? All the chords that we play have to, in some way, shape, or form, match up or can get back to easily this F Dorian. So, what I'm going to do now is kind of play around with some different chords. So I'm going to play through the A section a few times, just kind of seeing if I can come up with some different types of chords for this part. So we can use this. That'd be kind of interesting to go up a half step. And what's nice about this is we can actually go up and down these half steps, right? Without changing up too much in terms of the scale that we're basing this song around, right? That's just me going back and forth between the two throughout this whole song. Doesn't work all that well right there, but... So I was thinking we start the song off with a diminished chord. Something like... Because the interesting thing about this song is that a C chord does not appear once in this song. And you would think that'd be like that's one of the most important things in music is we're in F. We're in an F. The key is F, right? But there's no 5 chord, right? There's no... There's none of that. There's no 5 to 1 at all, right? That's the entire thing. They use different chords to get back to it. They use... And they also use... So I think we need to address that. I think our song shouldn't have any C chords either. Our version of this shouldn't have any C chords either. Because why don't we take on the challenge of not having any 5 to 1 going out throughout the song? Now we can use different types of chords to throw in there, but not C chord. We can use different substitutions for that C chord, but not necessarily that C chord. This song has a lot of that. Not a lot of direct links to F Dorian. So I like that. So what I'm playing there is F sharp diminished, right? Or kind of an odd way of going about it, but I kind of like it. So we're replacing these chords here that were in the original song with, in this case it's A diminished 7, B flat minor 7, that's supposed to be B flat, B flat minor 7, to E flat sus with G in the bass, which is kind of an odd chord that normally I wouldn't use anything quite like that, because a sus chord is supposed to suspend the 4th note in the scale going to the 3rd note, like this. Right, you hear that in church a lot. Right? So what I'm doing in this case is I'm playing a sus chord and resolving it basically in the bass by playing the chord that it's going to in the bass. So it sounds like... Which sounds kind of weird. It's a little bizarre. I wouldn't normally play that in the bass. You can play... Or... Right? Or... But not... It's a little weird, but I like the crunchiness of it. So. I like that idea of doing that, what I'm doing right there. So what I'm kind of doing is going back and forth. I'm kind of going back and forth between playing a F minor sus. And what this is this is a G flat major 6. Major 6, 7. Or no, I guess that's not what it is. It's a G flat major 7 sharp 11. Okay. So it sounds like this. Right? That's kind of what I'm going for. This is going to sound like a dredge, like a real just depressing sounding thing. Again, I'm going to really when this kind of thing can get recorded, or then when this does get recorded, it will really emphasize the. So I guess it's in 3/4. So. This might actually be how the song starts, right? So I want to remember this. I want some way to remember this, so I don't forget that I wanted to include this. So we're basically taking this song from this. This kind of peppy, happy thing to this real kind of stuck in the mud type of sound. This. we haven't gone over the rest of it, but this is something I want to write down. For sure. Chords at, and alright, just for beg, beginning, right? Do one of these, do one of these. Okay, so. It's going to look like this. So this note and this note are held throughout the entire thing, right? But played along with that, it's going to be this note, which is going to be going back and forth throughout the whole thing, right? And this is F minor. Should emphasize that. Meanwhile, there are these going on while these are going on. And then the same thing, but with G flat in the bass. And I'll do this to emphasize, repeat that, but with G flat major 7, sharp 11 in the bass, right? And I really want that emphasized as something that's going to be played over and over again, right? And what we might do is like the first measure might be like in 5/4, right? We'll continue with this, like, or maybe we'll make it in 4/4 to start, and then the last then it's 5/4, and then it goes into 3/4. So. And then. Yeah. Intro in 4/4, then 5/4 bar into 3/4. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I'm not going to continue with this, continue emphasizing this, and continue on my idea of this, is because this is stuff that we save for the final draft of this song, right? The final draft of the song will include all of this, but this is a rough copy, right? So really what we need to focus on is changing up the chords the way we want them to be changed up. And then if we want to add an intro like this and we want to add specifics to it, we can do that in the final copy. But the big important thing is changing up the chords to how we want them to, which we've done so far, which is this. Now, I was thinking from here we go to like this. Pretty simple little transition there. I think that would work out just fine. So this would be a D flat major 6. Pretty simple. I guess you would call this like a C. would call it like an A flat major 9 with C in the bass. And then this would be a, for this here, it'd be a B7 altered. And then, yeah, we can have a B, you know. But I don't think it should be B major. I think it should just be B7. B flat 7. Alright. B flat 7 and then an A flat major 6 chord there going into F minor. So, this would sound like this. Oh, that sounds even better. Oh, I like that so much more. No, what was it? Shit. It was this, right? That was it. So we're basically sliding everything down, right? Oh, I like that so much more. So D flat major 6, then we have D flat minor 6. And then this chord, this A flat major 9 with C in the bass, and then here we will have a this is just a B major chord. B major 6. Right, so I think that was what I had originally had an idea of. Yeah. So B flat 7, and then what we have here is an A flat major 7 sharp 11, and then G flat major 7 sharp 11, and then lead right into there. So it sounds like this. Oops. completely died out today, hasn't it? Not a busy day today for streaming. Well, I suppose it happens. We might be able to get into different keys and stuff after a while. Okay, so what I'm going to do is finish up these last few bars here before the B section, and then we're going to kind of close things out for today because it just seems to be a little slow. And, yeah, so... I want to see if this sounds good. That actually might be better. Maybe not right away, but... That way the going back up to G flat is a little bit more subtle than... And no one's... Yeah, I think I want to do it that way. So basically all I'm doing is moving everything down to the C7 altered, and then B7 altered, and then we have a B flat 7, and then with this last one it's an A flat major 6. So here are the two differences. This is, ooh, geez, this is how I originally had it written. I'll do it again. This is how I have it written now. And the reason I'm doing that is so that this half step thing doesn't get too overplayed. Because I don't want it to get too overplayed. I want it to be subtle when that appears. I want it to start the song, right? Oh, Jesus. I want it to start the song off by going... By in 4/4 though, so... Yeah, I like that a lot better already. So, let's figure out this next part. So we have, starting from the beginning, we're going to go take the second ending. I'm going to kind of fool around with it and see if I can come up with chords for the second part of the song. That's just me spitballing. But I like having moving chords with this. I like that. So that would be... So I'm talking about this section here, which would be this chord, which is a D minor 7 flat 5, and then right here D flat major 7. And just kind of subtly Man, now I'm really into this song. I wasn't at first. I really wasn't. I was like, because it was a little artificial the way I came up with like how we were gonna write this, and I was just like, well, let's write a Zelda song because I couldn't think of anything else. So then I picked Spirit Tracks because it's my least favorite song, or least favorite game. So it gives me even more of a challenge, and I picked my favorite song out of that game. And yeah, the actual song is totally different than this. Super different. And but I like it. I like it a lot. Refresh the stream quickly. So we have, okay, I guess we have chords here for this part. But we don't have chords for the rest of this part. So, originally this is an A flat chord that goes here. And then it's just... So let's come up with something a little more interesting for this than just A flat, F minor, E flat, F minor. It's too boring. So we're going from... So it's from F minor. So... No. Nope, I think that's too drastic. This is, we could do this, but this is kind of the same as what we did the first section of the song, where we went to D flat. So let's not do that. And we don't want to go up a half step. Nah. Which that's the same thing as what we just put in. So let's not do that. That's a, okay. We can make it weird. So what I did there is we went to G minor. But and then what did I do? No. Oh, what? Guess that would work, right? So, what am I doing here? So, it would be... No, but I think that's just too much. Those chords should be decently basic. They shouldn't be that outlandish. Because what I'm doing is like really... We're not like looking for crazy stuff like that. Just looking for something that sounds good. I do like going to... These chords that I'm going to put in here should be decently basic. Just, you know, something that can be easily moved about, and we have to be able to get to D. So, I like this idea. Adding in, instead of A flat, sus, whatever the hell I put, we put G minor. But let's do like... So that was... And then... That's not bad. That can happen. Or maybe we can go, I like that a little bit more. So what I'm doing is on here we do this and erase. And what we're doing is B flat minor, C minor, and then this ends up being D flat major. So it's, and then I don't like that as much though. That doesn't seem to me that doesn't flow as much. Let me think about that again. Let me think about that a little bit more. That's better. I like that way more. So C minor 7, and then D flat major again, and then here would be what? E flat major. Okay, so let's now play through the whole thing up until there. So we're going to start with this intro, which is in 4/4. Then we're in 5/4 right here. Then we get into the next section of the song. I don't know if I like that as much. I want to change this to C. I feel like it actually would be better if it was... or something. I don't like how that sounds. I don't like... I feel like that doesn't get to... Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Something is off. And I'm trying to decide if I should continue streaming and trying to figure it out, or if I should set this aside and come back to it tomorrow. Because sometimes that makes a world of difference. It's just leaving it alone for a little bit. What if we... So let's think about it this way. What have I done today on stream, right? I wrote out the melody to this. And I've been writing this, right? So I've spent a majority of my time doing this, correct? I've probably done about... Of the 3-ish hours I've streamed, probably a half hour of it was devoted to me writing out that melody. And I say the last 2 hours have been me devoting my time to this. And that's quite a bit of time. Because the way that I like to write music, I don't like to devote hours and hours at a time. Hours and hours over the course of a time, but hours and hours at a time on one thing, because I think you end up overthinking things, or things get muddied quite easily. So I try not to do that when writing, and I will just kind of move on to the next thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. and we're going to come back to it, and maybe this will sound better to me tomorrow. Or maybe I'll come up with a better idea tomorrow. More likely that will be the case. So thank you guys for coming out if you did. If you haven't already, please hit follow. It helps me out, keeps me wanting to do this kind of stuff for you guys. And who knows, it can also help out with developing the stream out even more. So thanks so much, and I'm going to leave you with some song, and I'll be back tomorrow, same time, and probably stream a lot longer than I did today, and have some more ideas for you. So stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.